Alright, welcome to the live stream. We'll be doing well today. We're picking up exactly where we left off here in East Hillside. We don't know. Spent most of my time yesterday, kind of just working on redeveloping like this side of the neighborhood. I just felt like it needed to be cleaned up a little bit. Add some new development here, some high-rises next to East Hillside Metro Station. And it looks like it came out pretty well. I did a little bit more off-screen just to help it, you know, make it look a little better. I tried looking for an extra place for this metro station to have a better entrance, but can't be over here. It's... man, I still need to add some stuff to these walls or something. I feel like we could probably carve out a space here on this side to add an extra entrance. To make that look a little better. In fact, I might just redevelop this whole block as well. But this stream is going to be picking up where we left off. We already highlighted some plans. So the whole goal here is to, during this stream, is to pick up where that left off. So we're probably going to do this space over here. Maybe also go over to Foothill, because kind of want to redevelop Foothill, make it a bit more dense where the entrance is to the metro station, especially considering that there are two lines here. There's a lot of infrastructure for metro. Two platforms. Actually, there's tracks underneath the two platforms too. This is the express. I think that's the green line. So we're gonna densify Foothill, and we're also gonna go over to Ruby Rose Academy and add a bunch of TOD here because it's very empty. Mostly on this side. I might not add anything here, but I don't know. We could totally add something here, maybe some parks, some sports facilities. But yeah, we're gonna start off where we left off. So I think said it wasn't going to go crazy with eminent domain. I think that might have been a lie. I think we might take out at least one more block on this side. Or at least... it should be on this side. Because the platforms are here. Honestly, it could be better utilized here. Maybe we can redevelop this aspect of it. I'm gonna try that. We're gonna try that. I'm sorry, all these people. 30 people live in this. These are some pretty dense row homes. This is kind of the reason why I wanted to redevelop this area, because like we had these dense row homes up top. I feel like either we would taper down the density the further away from the the town center we are, or a metro station we are. I think that would make sense. We're also going to increase capacity of this elementary school. But I think, actually, you know what? We're going to start there. What I usually like to do is look at the asset, see if there's any upgrades available, and it looks like that's a no. So we're going to have to grab a smaller EE elementary school. Actually, how much? 100 student capacity. That's crazy town. We have... this elementary school, I'm wondering if, let me look over here. This is a high school, right? This is a high school. So honestly, we could take out this, this elementary school asset and replace it with a better one. And then also increase capacity, because we're gonna need that. Holy, why are we so set back? You know what? Maybe it's a good thing we're set back. But I don't want to be super set back, though. Let's go ahead and bring it in a little bit. Turn on anarchy so that, you know, we're cheating. And, you know. And since this is Gill Street now, I think it would make a decent amount of sense, in my opinion, to call this... Gill Street. Actually, this is the only elementary school in Hillside. So we're still gonna call it Hillside Elementary. Then we're going to immediately upgrade it because we need the capacity. And this is imposing. A little bit. This is a little taller than I really wanted it to be. You know what? I'm gonna go with it. We're also gonna try and, like, move it over to Dan Street, actually. Try and get as close to the main entrance, the front entrance, as close to the intersection here between Dan and Gill. Wow, that's imposing. That is... Wow. That is... I'm not sure if I want that. I feel like we need to bring this down. Somewhere else. I'm wondering if we get rid of this Hillside Medical Clinic and move it somewhere else. Would that be acceptable? I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of space to work with here. Maybe move it next to... Oh, that wouldn't work. This is just really big. Okay, maybe instead we'll move it over. Already got elementary school over here, right? Yeah, this thing. This is... We're gonna call it Ithaca Passage. I did not spell that right. Elementary. Cool. It stands really tall. I gotta move it. And then we'll put something else somewhere. Man, I underestimated how big some of these assets were. I think I originally tried to put this asset at the top of the hill, and it just... I kind of like this sightline though. I wonder if here. I wonder if I just get rid of the extension floors. Does that make it better? It's still really imposing. But it's not as imposing. And maybe we can fuse in an extra asset here. Let's go into the school thing. This is too tall. This is like downtown. Although I want to add a downtown elementary school in this episode, so too crazy. This is what we originally had up here. I think. Did we fuse these together? A lot of trees in this asset. Try and fuse assets together here. Put that in here. What's that doing? Not great things. I recolor it though. Not sure if that'll help. I don't know. Maybe we just... yoink one of these urban elementary schools and stick it on the side. How much worse does this make the asset? I wonder. Seems to be, is it just the, I wonder if the building is just that much taller. Getting a call, give me a second. Okay, this doesn't work either. This is actually a little bit taller than I thought, so both of these assets we're gonna have to remove and just kind of go with the Eastern European one. Apologies. So we'll keep the Eastern European one up here, it's totally fine. That is immediately not as imposing. And then we can add another school somewhere instead. Since we're nearby and we're eminent domaining, we might as well go ahead and take out this block because I don't really like it. We're gonna get rid of this block. Well, not the entire block. I think we might just... Well, we might have to get rid of the entire block, honestly. Oh no. Cause meet the schools. Oh, but I like this mural. You know what? You're spared. Let's go ahead and add in that elementary school. Maybe a smaller elementary school asset that still has capacity. 600 isn't enough. This has 1200. I think we upgraded to 2000. This is 1000. It's the French one. German one. Chinese one is pretty small. 800. Not great. I still want to use this asset. So I'm wondering if I should just still get rid of this. I kind of want this mural though. Can I move it? And not very well though. It's not gonna let me do whatever I want. Can I copy it? I can. We're gonna move it to this building. And we're going to eliminate this block. Apologies. We're doing you dirty today. I'm going to try and replace this with lower rent housing, like I said I was going to. Because this is no doubt a really expensive neighborhood to live in. We're going to eliminate this path. Oh, sorry about that. I guess it was still muted. Let's go ahead and have a look at chat real quick. Hey, welcome to the stream, Marco Pelioka. Welcome to the stream. This little part to the new building, you can build a church, I think. What building? Although I need to add churches, I need to download churches because all the basic churches in the Skylines 2, even with like some of the new content creator packs, they don't have churches. Not really. I need to download churches off the workshop. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to redevelop this part with an elementary school. What does this do? This adds capacity. Okay. I'm not sure if I want the urban playground up top, although this would be pretty nice. We're gonna omit that. Oh, I need to replace these buildings too, even though these are okay. They aren't too bad. We're gonna... Honestly, yeah, these could stay. I'm not, like... I'm not averse to keeping them. These aren't terrible looking. The other ones looked not great. They were just too tall. Okay, now to add some low rent. Let's have a look at some new low rent development over here. See what we could possibly add, since this is part of new development. We can add some of this stuff. That's not low rent, but we can also add some of these. These match really well with these buildings. So we're gonna emulate this type of development. We're gonna go with this. We're also gonna add some row homes on the side too. But let's go ahead and grab this mixed corner. Bring it over here. I'm not too averse to adding this type of development. We're gonna have it face third. That makes sense to me. Plus this has not four-sided architecture, but it's... At least it's three-sided architecture, and we can add murals, so it's not like crazy looking. We can also think about adding trees here too, so we're gonna do that. That's a bike lane. We'll add grass like that. And then we're going to grab our low rent stuff. Let's add this one. I should have enough space for this. If not, we'll go a little bit smaller. And it looks like we're gonna have to. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to copy the color as well. Honestly, it might be better for this part to be in the middle. But since we're adding this here, okay, we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna go grab the corner piece over here, this one. Also, it should probably be daytime so I can see, and also maybe you can also. Right, should this... I don't know what... Does this even like fit if I were to do this? Not entirely, but it isn't like, it isn't terrible. I don't want, actually, I don't think I want anything taller than this, so we're gonna go with this. Level 1 option is probably better for us here. I'm gonna recolor these in a second. I just need to get these in here so that I know what we're working with. Man, that is a blank wall of epic proportions. Okay, well, not terrible. We're gonna add a pocket park or anything, you know, large enough to fit in here. Stefan, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Where are the services? Here they are. There we go. We're gonna drag this one out a little bit further. We're actually gonna get rid of this one and have it combined with this. Do that. And then we're gonna grab that color. It's over here again. Okay, here we go. Shift P, go all the way back. Am I the only one who's really chill to watch you? I appreciate that. No, I guess you are. You know, it is what it is. That's not the right color, is it? I guess it is. Yeah, there we go. And then we can add a mural now. At my own leisure. First, let's try and like detail this up a little bit with some landscaping. I really did put some landscaping, verbatim. I guess I can add some, I really don't even like this, because it's clipping into the building. Do something smaller like a poplar? Get a poplar, or maybe a birch tree. No, birches are too... You know what? I usually don't go heavy with bushes, but we can go a little bit hardcore with bushes today. That is elevation. What am I doing? Is this even the right line tool? It is the right line. Go ahead and stagger them a little bit. Yeah, we're just gonna go with poplars and maybe some small bushes. Get this cultivated green in here. Alright, that's what we're talking about. That looks good. There we go. How much does this allow for? This is 40 households. Guess we'll find out how many people that actually comes out to. Actually, we can find out right now because it's over here. This is 77 residents. And this is 81, just for this one building. This is 35. It's quite a bit. And then this is 102, so that's going to be a lot of residents that move in there. And then hopefully the people at Eminent Domain will move into the lower rent stuff, because I really did Eminent Domain these people, because that... yeah. Apologies. This isn't entirely flush. It's not even the same size building. I'm gonna leave it alone. I can't. This looks awful. I know I'm looking at this. Try this again. Alright, now it's at least hiding it. Alright, I'm happy with this. We can grab some of our murals, decals, and whatnot. Trying to make it, you know, a bit more like the rest of the neighborhood. You have some murals here and there on these, some of these blank spaces, not everywhere, but I think I use this a lot. Try a different one. This is a canyon one. This is huge. What? I think I've only used this a couple times, so we're going to use that. We also look for another one. And maybe look for a new set of murals on the workshop, if they're even being made right now. There's a Canadian moose decal. I might have to add this. I don't know. I kind of like this graffiti though. We're gonna add it. I don't think I've used these type of graffiti yet. Anarchy. I use this shit all the time. I gotta add it. And then oh, this is the tree controller logo, is it? Yeah, it is. There's better bulldozer. Let's add that in to remind people what happened here. It's just really drive the point home. Add a tag for Miguelito. I don't know who that is. This is the El Gundo G87 tag. We're gonna add that right here. And then some more, like, I guess I wouldn't really call it uniform, but you know. Yeah, tag this whole thing. Why not? And then over here, we're gonna add another mural. We can even look for. Who is this? Bori is a street artist from Argentina. Well, I don't. Well. All right, so let me look for an actual mural here to add. Whoa, kind of like this. Although it's not really fitting the building right now. Let's find a new. What's this? AI generated bunny? Oh yeah. Sometimes I wish you'd get some actual artists on here. Make some assets. Bring it down. And then we'll add some of our extra urban art on the side. If it'll even let us do that. It's probably not gonna let us do that. Does it look like? Yeah, some of this stuff, but it's not gonna fit. You know what? No more bunny. It has to go. Apologies. Alright, let's get back to looking. There's legitimately so much I have in here. I haven't used this yet. This kind of looks cool. Okay, let's use some of this like on the side here. What is this? Oh, okay. It is a church or religious center of some kind. I have no idea what it actually means. You know what? We'll add it. And then we'll probably need to add maybe one more on the bottom here. There we go. I like this way better. Added some population back, and now we have a elementary school up here, and I'm pretty happy about that. We're gonna go ahead and add more to this path so that we can add planters and stuff on the side. Whoops. Stuff like that. Or are we over here? Okay, now we can add some more landscaping. What type of tree do I want? I feel like we need to screen a little bit of this high school, or this not high school, elementary school. We can screen a little bit of this elementary school with trees. Go ahead and find a tree that's like elderly or adult, also large enough. Go with the birch tree. That is a lot. Okay, can feel a little bit less hard at. Well, it doesn't look like it's gonna be screening that much. So maybe we can add a little bit more. Maybe add some lindens on the side. At least to the best of my ability. Damn. Wondering if I should recolor this elementary. Honestly, it's probably fine. It looks like it's a similar color to the development that's behind it. So maybe we can leave it. I don't want to add some fencing back here. I don't think. Well, I don't know. Maybe we want accessible green space. So we'll keep it. And let's go for some flowers on the bottom here. And then we're going to add some small hedgerows so you can still walk around and enjoy the flowers. Oh, that's a net lane to you. Let's go ahead and look at street level. Oh, why is it flowing? Oh, good thing I caught it, I guess. That's that's unfortunate. I hope nothing else is like that. Because I have placed a decent amount of flowers, so let's go around here and see. It's looking like oh, nope. It looks fine to me. Okay, good. I like this. It's pretty good. Still want to find like a good location for an extra subway exit for East Hillside. I feel like we need a better name for this. This is just 4th Avenue Elementary. We're gonna call you... We're gonna name you after someone who lost their house in this area. Debbie Morgan, spending your free time. I know you are. You have no choice. I like that. Lily Espinoza. I think with 2 L's. Lilia Espinoza Elementary School. Here we go. And this doesn't even look too out of place within the skyline of Hillside either. I'm pretty happy with this. We could add, oh, maybe 7. It's really only 1,700. I thought it was like 2,000. Oh well, here we are. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, we're gonna let the game play now. A little bit. I still want to add in an extra entrance, so I'm gonna try and find one closest to the platforms. Find an area closest to the platforms and then add it there. It's here. It's next to your house. You know what that means. Potential eminent domain is on the table. Or I can just actually just add it here. Entrance A. I was trying to use this small one, and I just could not find a location. So you know what? Invisible entrance right here. Actually, no, that's still... It's not accessible. People live here. Oh, man. There's no, like, ramp? No ramp at all? Okay, what if we were to add this entrance instead? This just looks like a lobby area. We can probably get away with adding an entrance here. Maybe. I don't know. Let's give it a try and then we'll see. And we gotta get rid of... Yikes. I need to copy the color of one of these colors, so I'm gonna put it right here. That better. That still shows the window on either side, but you know what? Not terrible. All I gotta do is get rid of some sub-elements like this one and this one. Get rid of the garbage can. We don't need that. And get rid of the benches, because we're not gonna need those either. And I hope that works a little bit better. Okay, maybe now we can try, like... This thing has... Wait, how big is this surface? Is it just for this? Okay. We're gonna keep that. I think that's okay. How do you handle traffic with these roads? I'm at 90k people and the traffic hits hard. For my city specifically, I did the normal stuff, like I added the interstate, and like it's still kind of hitting hard. But like, really? You gotta provide all viable alternatives I haven't really found like in any of my builds, I haven't really found like a good way to just have roads and be fine. The city here is hyper localized. You don't really have to travel far to go to the store. By that I mean there's like mixed use development everywhere, so if people want to shop they can just walk. And like I'm gonna show you a glimpse of my transportation network in Mountain Bay because it's kind of crazy. Let me turn it to nighttime so that you can easily see it, and turn this off. This is the transportation network of Mountain Bay. There is no short. It's an entire grid of buses, trams, and subways, and trains. Can't forget trains. I think the only reason why I haven't had like crushing traffic is because people don't really need to drive anywhere. Which is why I'm so afraid of like building suburbs and shit, cause like building suburbs without rail attached, cause people are just going to drive everywhere. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get absolutely insano style. If I build suburban communities without like any transit going to them, these small arterials and collectors, like these 2-lane arterials, are gonna be backed up. I have targeted capacity here, like at the interchange at I-98. Bigger roads, Park Boulevard, a good distance to like Steinway, pretty wide. And if you follow down here to like 2nd Avenue, it necks all the way down the 2 lanes. Without transit, this community suffers. That's how I was able to like make it work. There's also that, and there isn't a whole lot of industry in the city right now. I do plan on changing it, changing that. So once I add that, it's probably gonna be even like more traffic. As you see, like a good chunk of traffic comes here. It's manageable, but it's a lot. So when I end up adding in like suburban communities, like I haven't even developed Piedmont View yet. This is River Valley, and it's not developed yet. As soon as I develop these areas, we're gonna see a lot of traffic. Most likely. Maybe. We'll see. I do have transportation in mind when I'm building Mountain Bay, so it's probably not gonna be terrible. Yeah, you just gotta build bus lines and tram lines and stuff. Whatever works for your community. I wish I had like a mod that tells you how many people will like drive versus how many people take transit, because if I had a mode share view, it would probably say like a good chunk of people just take transit. And they just do. Like, not a whole lot of people drive in this community, and you can see this stop right here. It's like, well, actually, the time does not reflect this, but right now it's like 2:49 p.m. It's not rush hour yet, as far as I understand. I don't really see anyone really going anywhere. There's like tons of people walking, as you see here. There's people at these tram stops. Transit network has to be robust. Or at least as good as you can get it. As good as you can get it. I don't know what's happening here. What is happening here? Where are you going? What a U-turn. Okay, well, I should probably like eliminate this from happening? I don't know why you're doing this. Go ahead and get out of the way. Oh, jeez, man. This is classic City Skylines. Thank you so much. Okay. Alright, we're done with Hillside for the time being. I'm pretty satisfied with this. But I think I should spend more time with transit. It's not bad. Maybe I need more. I've got a pretty good bicycle lane infrastructure, but even they're still stuck in traffic. Well, the thing with bikes in the base game is that they like to loop around and like circle around your city forever trying to find parking spaces. Because for some reason, you need to add bike parking infrastructure for them to even like use bikes. And I have a mod that I have realistic parking, which is a mod that makes it so that they don't just circle around your city for ages and causing a jam. During rush hour, you will see like tons of people using bikes. I have bike lanes everywhere and bike parking. It's just that it's not all encompassing. They don't need to constantly circle around to look for a space, because in real life people make it work. They don't need a bike rack. So that's why I have the mod enabled. But that's just me. But yeah, transit definitely helps your traffic go down. You need to give people viable alternatives, or else it's just gonna just be people either walking everywhere, which that does happen in City Skylines, or people will just drive because it's, you know, nice and convenient. Here's another thing too. If you don't want too many cars, you want to try and eliminate like a good chunk of parking. Most of these streets here in Hillside, for example, they don't have parking. Like main thoroughfares, like Second Avenue. Second Avenue is 3 kilometers long. It goes from all the way out in Greyhead to terminating here in Hillside. It's very, very, very long. A tram line goes all the way down it. There's tons of businesses along it, housing, and there's no parking. Because I think also it's the way that bikes work. If cars have parking, people will just buy cars and use that. So I very sparingly have like streets with parking on them in the city. And even here, like you see here, when there's parking available, people will get their car and park here. It's a whole thing. This guy missed out on his opportunity, and now he has to look for a different parking space. Because that's how it works in game. But yeah, if I were to eliminate realistic parking, I think there would be way more traffic, and that's mostly because people are trying to circle around looking for a parking space. And it's a real problem. It's a real problem. That's why I have the mod. When I didn't have the mod, though, I tried accommodating. Try to accommodate more for people trying to look for a place to park in the city. So very sparingly, I'll have streets with parking available, because, you know, there's nothing else running on it. There's no transit, there's no bike lanes, there's people walking, and that's about it. There really isn't too much risk. Thankfully, in the new update to the game, you can add trees where parking is, and that was my main gripe with me having parking spaces available on streets, is that you couldn't add trees along with parking. Now, you can't have grass with parking still, which is still kind of a problem. I feel like you should be able to have some grass along with trees, along with parking, because that exists in real life. But alas, the game doesn't allow that, so we're gonna have to do just trees and parking for now. Which, you know, honestly, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look terrible, so I just went with that. But previously, I tried going for like that approach. Maybe I should add some parking spaces here and there. You know, not like, don't go crazy. Don't go like extreme parking mania, like Texas or like some California cities. They just bulldoze several blocks and add parking lots and call it a day. We're not about that life. We're trying to make things better for the US, not worse. But I still wanted to have, you know, spaces available. So, some streets that just don't have transit or anything, you know, running on it in the future, like 8th Avenue. 8th Avenue used to have a bus. I got rid of it. Doesn't really need to exist anymore. Now it's just, we got some parking spaces. You know, give people options. You know. Everyone, you know, has a choice to drive or take public transit, so just give them these choices. Let's make all of them equally as viable if possible. That's my, like, philosophy with doing this. And thus far, it seems to have worked. Not a whole lot of traffic going down in, like, most places. I will see a breakdown a little bit over here, but I'm going to be redeveloping this whole industrial area as soon as I get access to bridges and ports. But yeah, let's move on. We're done with Hillside. I think this is pretty good, at least for now. I might want to come back and redevelop some of, like, 7th Ave. Some of 7th Ave kind of looks weird. Also, maybe some of Main Street as well. Speaking of Main Street, this area, very empty. This is Lake Valor. Lake Valor is a community that has 3,000 people with a elementary school. There are tons of mixed-use development over here in Jenny Wakeman Square. Tons of transit opportunities. In this area is also tons of empty space because I just don't know where to put this. So around Main Street is a good place to start. Main Street has 2 BRT LRT connections. We have a tram. We have S1 and I believe this is D1 interchanging with C1 and also C2. So actually no, it's C3 rather. So there's lots of transit over here. We're gonna build TOD. That's the point. But I need to go ahead and look and see what I could add. This square is where we're gonna be working on. Nothing in this area. This is the lake, unless it's big enough. I could add maybe a low rent tower here. Maybe make it work. Definitely want to add stuff in this block, this block, this block. Finish these 2 blocks over here. Because there's also a bus connection here. I believe this is S what? This is S3. 7th Avenue Gray Headport. This bus route goes through here. Because this street isn't super busy, we have a bus route and it's working totally fine. Transit-oriented development, we're also going to build this out. We're going to also consider taking out this block. At the very least, there's just a lot of low-density office that doesn't really work here anymore. So we're going to try and replace that, if that works. Sounds good. I'll try to add this information to my city. Maybe it works for my map. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. There's also, you know, there's other factors like roadway hierarchy and stuff. But if you're following that and still getting, like, you know, traffic it's good to try and add alternatives. Like taking the train, riding your bike, taking the bus, getting on the tram. And that's what cities are actively figuring out in real time. Except for the United States, because we're slow. But, you know. Enough United States slander. Let's look at some of our architectural options here. I use a lot of the North American mix Old Town stuff for Main Street going into... I really need to redistrict this area. I think I'll call it East Clover. It's... Actually, no, it's West Clover, because it's west of the Clover Leaf. Going into this neighborhood, we have a bunch of We have a bunch of Netherlands buildings. And North American mixed Old Town. So we're going to try and continue that for this section of Main Street. I believe this is north of Park. We're going to do that. South of Park, we're going to do... We have here, this is a lot of northeast commercial, as well as southwest apartments, which grew too big. This is not what I wanted. This is a little too tall. I think okay, I zoned these in, so that's why. That's why they're not, like, small. And then over here is just going to be an assortment of apartments, most likely. I'm going to try and add in a bit of low rent, if I can get it in here, as well, in this area, off of Main Street. Okay, let's start with the Main Street portion. There is a gas station here, so we're not really going to... We're going to leave the gas station alone, because there really isn't a whole lot of gas stations in the city. I actually plan on adding a little more, so won't have to worry too much about that. But we're going to add in some alleyways here to kind of circle this a bit better and provide a little bit more, like, buffering from the uses I'm about to add to this square. Speaking of which, I'm not exactly sure what we would even add around this gas station. We can't add high density here due to the fact that if anything were to happen to this gas station, like if it were to explode, a lot of people would die. A good chunk of people would die if they were too close to it. At the very least, we would need to add some buffering to this. So we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and wrap this alleyway around here. Let's make sure this alleyway curves in like that. And we're going to limit the movements of this. Don't crash my game, please. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is it. That is the only way they get in through here. We're gonna try and limit that today. There we go. And then that's a light because this is the elementary school. Let's grab our paths. Actually, can I get a little bit closer? We can. And get a little bit closer. Something like that. And then behind here, we're going to try and add in some commercials. Let's go ahead and look at some things to plop. Let's go in to find it. I don't think I even clicked on it. There we go. We're going to go to buildings, and then we're going to go for commercial buildings. We're going to go into the filter and filter for northeast. And there's no shortage of options we have here. We're going to have a lot of these face... Can I get smaller? Can I get smaller? I can get smaller. Alright, good. Are these four-sided? About as four-sided as we can get. Let's actually start with this area. Can we have a maximum of 3? I guess this is it. Can we get 4, but have it not be terrible? Nope. Not quite. Not great. There's no corner lots for this? Oh, no corner lots. It's just... you get what you get. We can use better bulldozer to make that better. We've used this asset before. We don't want that. Alright, and because we plopped that with plop the globals, these will not turn into anything else. Now we need to go back here and remove their fencing. That's, I don't know what I got rid of. Ooh, that's what I got rid of. We're gonna keep this dumpster, maybe this cone. Not much else though. Anything that goes into the parking lot needs to leave. Any fences, anything like that. And I think that is good for that building. We have to do this one now. Goodbye, fence. Goodbye, barrel. The cars are in the way. I can't even see what I'm trying to get rid of. There we go. There's something in there. Okay, this does not work for us. We need to move this out of the way. Like so. Hopefully that doesn't break the asset too bad. Get rid of this fence, this dumpster, that trash can for some reason. I wasn't trying to go for that. There we go. Not terrible. We're going to go with that. Kind of matches the uses on this side next to the gas station. Great. Kind of wish there was a better place I could put this gas station, to be honest with you. I'm wondering if that gas station would be better put on Bay Ridge. Or like right off here. Feel like we can make it work. Let me copy it and see, and then we can put some better uses there. Get rid of that alleyway, because I'm not sure if that's really working. It seems possible. Oh, maybe not. No, never mind. What is this? Oh, Monona Terrace. That is a convention center, I believe. I remember downloading that off the workshop. Alright, cool. Get rid of these trees because I want to add something there. I wonder what I can even add here. Maybe homes. Well, maybe not homes. Still the gas station's right here. Wondering what institutional uses can we add in here? No, not institution, but you know, important stuff. Photography, please. At least you can move it. I'm so glad you can move that. Okay. Let's look at our info views here. Can probably do with adding another like police thing around here. But I'm not sure if it'll fit over here. That's the thing. Oh, but this could do. This is nice and small. I'm not sure if this is like a good wall-to-wall building to add here, though. Modern police. Is this modern? This is modern architecture. Okay. Cool. Kind of wish we had something smaller though. Some like, yeah, the small police station just seems to be pretty good for this area in particular. It's just all way too big, and we're trying to go for smaller uses. Surely there's like something smaller than this. Maybe not. Maybe not actually. Whatever, let's just keep going. I guess we don't really even need like police presence necessarily. I just feel like it makes a lot of sense to add a small police station in this area. At least maybe that might be better for like a redevelopment for this lot here. We'll think about that. Alright, let's go back into Find It. We need to do lot depth by 2. That's what we just put. Okay, that is a not a bad version of that. Let's put this over here. Just put that down. That's a different version of that, I guess. Not terrible. Lot width by 3. Alright. I'm gonna bite the bullet on this one. Can we go 3 by 3? We can go 3 by 3, but I need to make sure this is... Oh, man. Maybe move this up a little bit so that it's not clipping. Alright, that's better. Hopefully there isn't any more annoyances that's going to come from that. I don't think there's any props here. There is some weird, like, decals that I could maybe get rid of. Maybe a net lane or two. I don't think it's going to let me do that. It's not going to let me do that. Okay. Wait, did that come back? It did. Why'd it come back? I don't know why the props came back. I didn't even move it. It's kind of strange. Or maybe I never got rid of them in the first place. I don't know. Okay. That is the equivalent of 1 block. Now for the gas station area. Probably going to be the same low density stuff that we were already doing. Let's try and make this work. Okay, so... Yeah, we're gonna have one of our larger buildings around here. Maybe not, actually. What else could I add here? Don't know. What is... office? I don't know what that is. I know exactly what I need. Okay. We'll go into here, look for 2x2. We'll go into a corner piece. Add it here. And then, on this area in particular, We can just go with some of these. Same type of building here is what I'm looking for. Businesses all used by the same developer, or all created by the same developer. Apparently, these are mixed use, which I don't quite understand. But hey. I guess it's, it exists somewhere. I do like them a lot. I used them quite a bit when I was working on good chunks of like the downtown area. Like if you look under here, under the viaduct is where I would put these. And these work really nicely to provide like developable space underneath something as like loud and kind of like oppressive to development. You put these things down and they're so nice. Apparently they can hold 34 residents, which, you know, I don't understand that one. I don't know how many people are living in these. Realistically, I wouldn't really expect any more than like, I don't know, maybe it says 8 households, maybe 8 households, but 32? Like how many people are in this one? This is 34 people live in here on the top floor of this building. I don't understand that part of it. At best, 2 people per like unit is what I would expect to see. But like, you can't really like, you can't control. I guess you can't control how many like people can live in a place. So I guess there's that part of it. Like, I don't know. 34 across? I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's still cool. I like the building. We're doing this, by the way, for a good reason. We want to have... we want the mixed-use version of this on this side. And on the other side, we're going to add the commercial version, just commercial. No one lives there. But assuming there would be an office up top to enable that to occur. But we want to have the commercial version going on this side, facing toward gas station, as there would most likely that going on. We wouldn't really want people to live near this gas station without at least some form of like buffering. So in my mind, that means like put businesses behind it. Just businesses. Not a whole lot of people would get hurt if this thing would explode with that buffering intact, except unless you were getting like your hair cut in this place, which in that case you would most likely be getting killed. I don't know. And if that doesn't work, we could still like, we can move this over, maybe add some trees behind it to help with that. You know, I wouldn't really see, at least for this gas station, I wouldn't really expect people to walk here. You know, not really a reason for that. Let me try and look for this. This looks nasty. I don't like this. But you know what? It's gonna give us some opportunities to fix it, as well as, you know, add trees. Also, you know what? We're gonna get rid of this anyway. And this path so that we can make this connection. Yep, that is the only connection we're enabling. And we're also... There we go. I might not even, like, keep the parking here, honestly. But it is here. We're gonna keep it. And we're gonna be okay with it. I'm gonna bring this over here. Let's grab our commercial now. Lot depth 2. I'm gonna make sure it's gonna fit over here to the best of our ability. Actually, you know what? These are what we want. This is not a corner building. Okay, gotcha. Here, you know what? We'll copy this coloring, and then we'll use that. What I said, Shift P, please. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the same color, no problem. This is a different building entirely. I'm wondering if this will even... Nope. I even switch things around to make this better? Answer is no. It's not working. All right, trees. What's the thickest tree I can add here that isn't going to... Can't really add oaks. Yep, that's too big. London plains are pretty large. All right, we can add more of those. Or we can leave it like this. I don't know. I'm really liking these two buildings being here. I still don't know what to add here for the gas station development. I'm still trying to like workshop in my brain as I detail what I could add here. I'm not even sure. Let me try and bring this over here. Oh, what are we doing? We curve it a little bit. 90. Curve that in. It brought out... What in the world is this? Alright, calm it down a little bit. Is there a terrain difference? There might actually be a terrain difference going on here. Alright, then we can add maybe a bigger tree in this lot, along with some flowers. Look at an alder in here. Go. And then on this side, we kind of want to just shield. Add a little bit more here. Don't want people to get... We don't really want to... We don't want people to deal with the negative effects of this gas station. And while we're here, let's make this into a park. So what park can we use? I think we can use some of these commercial parks that I got from the workshop. These commercial alleys. This has a... What? You said commercial alley 1x4 with fountains. I don't see no fountains here. Oh, well. I guess... Does it randomly generate? I guess it does. Let's get a commercial 1x... You know, I kind of want the market. I kind of want the market. Is there a smaller one with a market? So I want to go with that. I don't think so. I think it's just going to be this today. So, whatever, we're going with it. We're going to add some paths around here. That looks... Whoa. What? It connects on both sides. It's not really what I wanted. Okay, let's just go for a normal pocket park then. I guess it's not gonna let me do what I want to do here. We can go with the urban pocket park. It still gives me a market, some seating to work with. There we go. Alright, we want to take this back a little bit to give the trees some space. We're not going to add planters, so might as well do that. There you go. You know what? We're going with it. We're not going with that one, though. I don't like that one. You know what? I'm fine with not having parking on the little bit of Umber Street. Probably rename that too. Let's get some more hedge work going. I really like how this looks. This is a sightline. I'm taking a picture. Get that. That was a little loud for the picture. Yeah. Take another one. Awesome. Try and add, well, this is a sightline. I still want to add maybe one more thing in this area. It might be appropriate. One more business. What is this? I saw that. Ooh. This not four-sided? I don't think I care, because a whole lot of people are going to walk around here. I could still add a park on this side, you know, just to fill in the space. So I'm going to do that. I love using these pocket parks. These are my favorite parks in the game. Pretty nice, and they fill up quite a bit of space. I want to add this market stalls one, but not really gonna work here, so we're gonna not do that. We're just gonna add in one of these urban parquet. And then on the sides, these are vents. We could still add in some trees. Something small enough. I'm wondering a poplar. Yeah, a poplar should work. A poplar or two, you know. And then that should do it. The last thing maybe is to add in some surface work. Because I want to add in some surface work back here. At least a little bit. Nothing all-encompassing, because we don't want that. And then some fencing. Let's not do hedgerows. We're gonna try, you know, just some low residential fencing. That should do the trick for us. Shift P. It's not gonna. There we go. Any day now. There we go. Oh, it's all white. That's literally it. All right. Pretty good. Yeah, I am pretty satisfied with that. Maybe some flowers with it. Flowers or plants or something in this tiny square. I don't think anything this vibrant would grow out here, so we're gonna put this instead. Be a little better for us. There we go. Maybe I was gonna say maybe add a tree. I'm fine with not having it. There's a door here. Probably be able to walk through there without walking through the. Enable that right now. Kind of a weird use to have next to a elementary school, but you know, it's not terrible. You know, there would be, you know, some more family-friendly uses across the street if people, I don't know, it's elementary school. It's elementary school in America. Even if it is like walkable, I'm not sure if their parents would be too comfortable with allowing kids to walk across the street to get something to eat or something. This is how people are out here. I don't know. I'm sure, I don't know, maybe they would teach them traffic safety because they would have to cross the street. And since they have a light, they, you know, it's not awful. But yeah, I don't know. This area would not allow the sale of alcohol like at all because it's like right next to an elementary school. That would never fly. Well, I'm pretty sure the high school's fine. I'm not sure. I'll be right back. Okay. Looks like we don't have too much more time, so we're gonna go ahead and add in this block here. This is definitely gonna be residential. We're gonna try and add in some low rent and some southwest development, since this is gonna be pretty new stuff being added here. let's start with that. Let's enable southwest, northeast, and we'll go to mixed buildings first. We want mixed use development to start off, and this is a middle. Is it a middle? Looks like a middle piece. Either way, I don't want anything too tall, so we're gonna go level 1. I think this is a perfect size, actually. We can go with this. No problem. And then we can look for just regular housing, since our demand for... Is this... Oh, we don't... Why? Why is this a corner building? Why do you lie to me like this? This just makes no sense. I don't get it. Fine, we'll use this one. They give me an extra one. Okay, is that just what it looks like? No, that's 5. What? Weird. Okay, is this small? That's too big. I just want a smaller one. Just give me a smaller one, I ask. Or you know what? We got these buildings here. We're going to use these instead. It doesn't really fit, but, you know... Not awful. Oh, that brick. It's really grinding my gears right now. Okay, since we have a back... Actually, you know, this doesn't really fit anywhere. The back here is kind of clipping. I'm going to try and find a different building that fits here instead. We have this one. And we have some of our older buildings generally. This is a normal North American mixed. So we're going to go with this. This should fit perfectly for us. No problem. We're gonna type in North American mixed. It's gonna do this to me. There we go. We don't want anything too tall, and a good chunk of these buildings are just massive. We're actually gonna need not a corner lot, so we're gonna do this. And there we go. That's kind of tall. I'm not sure if I really want that. This is a residential building? It's nice and short, but it's still pretty big. Not what I was expecting. Okay, that kind of... Okay, that's actually a way bigger lot than I thought. Okay, we're gonna take this back. And we're going to administer a alleyway. An alleyway that doesn't connect to there. I really just don't want it to be super tall. Let me try and find a smaller one. Maybe 2x2. It's a southwest one. I haven't used this building, and so I guess we can go with this. Alright, okay. That is not the color I was looking for. Okay. What's this color? I need to use these buildings. I didn't want it to be like that. Okay, alright. Angular time. We're doing it. I wonder if I can move these over a little bit and get away with it. Okay, it's not gonna do it for the other property. And that, yeah, bring it back. trying to see if there was a actually let me look in the road builder and see if there is a alley with, there we go. That's what I was looking for, an alley with a sidewalk. Then we can provide extra stuff with that. So let's go here. Let's look in the concrete. And I hope this is actually concrete that matches the one in game. If not, I'm gonna cry. Let's see what happens. It doesn't. It's doing weird stuff with this one too. Okay, so we're gonna look for this one. And we're gonna... Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's over markings though. Can I do under markings? No. That's what I was looking for. There we go. That is more or less what I was looking for. This works for me. I am not trying to deal with annoying factors like triangular lots today. Although I realistically just could have... I could have made that happen. Just didn't want to. Okay, now we can do whatever we want. So long as it's not too tall or too long like that one. Also, this is mixed use. We don't really want much of mixed use. Actually, we do. We kind of do. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna try and like get a mix of uses going first. A mix of apartments here first. This is a little too tall. Alright, that bench is dead. Alright, let's add a park in here. Actually, this is a perfect one. Perfect area to add this one with the market. Or maybe we can have a private park. That looks kind of weird. I'm not sure if I care though. Let's see if we can make this look better though, at the very least. Here, 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 and here. And then here is perfect location to add more trees. That is, I believe, a holdover from when this used to be something else. I forget what used to be here. Oh yeah, this whole area used to be a mountain. Yeah. And the lake was larger at some point, and then I took it back. And there used to be some sort of park that was over here. I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate that. Oh, we don't need it. There are now plenty more ways to cross the street. All right. I think we're gonna add in this alleyway back here. Oh, this isn't even connected all the way. Let's fix that. There we go. Now that makes a bit more sense. I'm gonna try and grab a color scheme. This is probably fine. We're gonna take this color scheme and put it everywhere. So not all of them are the same, and I think that's okay. Except for these two. These two corners are, you know, they're obviously still the same, but... Let's get another alleyway with a sidewalk. Honestly, we could just go with the normal one, but we're not going to do that. Here we go. I don't want to add flowers here. We're going to take this cultivated flower bush, and there we go. Awesome. I don't know what I would add in this space now. Like, I'm not even sure. I'm wondering if we should... Here, you know what? We're going to turn this around. See if we can get a corner building in this space that isn't crazy. That's a little crazy. Not sure if I really want that. Anything comparable to the size of this building, like this, should do the trick. But you know what? Let's go to the southwest selection. Let's have a look. Can we get a larger version of this? Sure can. Do we want a larger version of that? I don't think so. Get something like this going. Roughly the same size, and then we can grab a middle portion, 2x2. I want this building. It's not the same size. This is a level 3 building. I'm sure if I go like level 2, it'll already be better. And it is. There we go. We don't even need to be completely flush with the building, just so long as... There we go. That'll work. Let me see if I can get like just regular medium density. Yes, but it's going to be a blank. It's going to be blank. I'm not sure if I really want that. We're gonna try it. Something like that should do. It's not facing Main Street, so it doesn't really need to be a business. Alright, and then we still have this one mini block in here. I'm not even sure what I would add here. I'm not sure. Since it's facing the lake, I'm sure we could probably get away with adding mixed use facing 8th Avenue going into Main Street, and that would do wonders for us. Also, the one thing I said I wanted to add, low rent, I never added, so there's that. No, high density, there we go. Alright, here's some of our basic low rent housing options. We do not want anything too tall. I've decided this is probably the tallest it's gonna get in Lake Valor, like immediately near Lake Valor. So I want to try and like taper down. So we're gonna try some of these assets here from the Netherlands pack again. Or you know what? Let's go with all, see what we got. Okay, so we have... Okay, we got some of these here. These aren't that much taller than what we already have in this area. So I'm totally fine with just kind of adding some of these here. In fact, we can stitch some of these together because these assets are pretty awesome. So we can do it like that. And honestly, I like the color of the back one more, I think. So we're gonna try and keep it like that. Yeah, nice and green. Or we can go with the brown color. Let me like try and make this a little straighter. You can go with some of like New York City project housing look. and make it brown. Yeah, let's go ahead and try that, actually. Whoa, there is a decent amount of people who are sick. I don't know what that's all about. I'll copy this color and hopefully that should do the trick. That is a little... That's not really brown. Can I look for brown? And I have brown. Will this even work? What is this? Oh, well, it'll have to do. You know what? No. Something like this color down here, because we already have some project housing down here. So we're going to take some of this. We're going to use it. It's like a brown brick, brownish, like sort of red brick color. I like that. That fits the aesthetic of the city. This is a northeastern city, Midwest type building. Sort of like New York. So we're going with this. We're going to go with this. I wonder if I should add more. Or more of the same, or more of... I like this building. I want to use this building more. It's just that there's so much parking associated with the asset. So I just usually end up not doing that. Honestly, you probably don't even need more than this. This is probably okay. Or, you know, instead of mixed use, we can go with a park. Not a mini park, though. We can go with some of our one of our larger parks. Get a tiny city park going here. First, I feel like we should add in a path. You know what? I'm alright with this. And then we can add some landscaping, some fences here and there. I'm alright with that. Let's add some more, like, just, like, a minuscule amount of trees here and there. We don't want this to be overbearing. You add one or two more in the middle, and there you go. And then we can add in some fencing or some hedgerows. I think we can probably go with the fencing. Like something like this. And then we'll have to recolor everything back to its original way. All right. Yikes. don't know why it keeps doing that when I try to do a Shift P. Might be conflicting binds or something. Alright. I'm happy with this. This is pretty nice. I can go off screen, maybe add some... Actually, I'm gonna do this right now. Something like this. Same artist that worked on that other piece that we did earlier. He's working on this one. He's getting paid today. Go down here. That went onto the fence? That was unintentional, but I might just keep that. And just continue the work on the fence if it'll let me. I'm not even sure if it's gonna let me do this. Oh. Everything, it's doing everything but, so we're gonna leave it alone. But that already looks way better. I love this. And then up top, and this specific building really just shows you how how bare this is. I'm gonna try and make this not as crazy looking. This is a piece already used. Should get off this page is what I should do. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look for something else. Whoa. Oh, okay. It's small. Okay. Hit next door. Cartoon Network, please. 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 I like this. And this is by, Ori. That guy... His face is here, right? Yeah, I can just put his stuff here. He's from Argentina. Maybe he traveled over here to tag some of our buildings. Why not? Let's get some tags. Why not? What is this? Never seen this before. Whatever, we'll use it. Trying to look for just graffiti and tagging going on here that we can just use. What is this? Okay. That's definitely a piece. Who is this? Decal Jim? I kind of want to keep it. These are ridiculous. Olivia? Or it's Olivia. There we go. Got some tags. We got low rent housing. We got some mixed-use development. Right over here. I would assume maybe like 15 Amity Street and 199 8th Avenue. Both of these buildings would have been here already before new mixed-use development came in, along with the new tram line. So we have a contrast of old versus new here. I think I like that. Alright, it has been an hour. It's been 2 hours and a half. 2.5 hours, rather. I don't know why I said it like that. And now, I think we did good. Very slow progress going through all these empty lots and adding stuff. But I think I'm going to call it good. I'm going to try and maybe work on this area a bit more. I feel like back here is really challenging to add stuff in. So I'm going to try and figure something out here and here and see what I can do. Also, maybe at this spot I can add some more. But next episode, we'll come back and work on the rest of these, because very empty stuff going on here. And then I really wanted to work on Foothill, but we'll come back to that. I'll see you guys next time.